Welcome back to CoinQuest. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that millions of people overlook every day, but under the right circumstances, could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Let's begin with a bit of background. The 1976 Lincoln cent features the classic design introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the front or obverse side of the coin features a profile of Lincoln, while the reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial, which had been in use since 1959. At first glance, the 1976 Lincoln penny seems like just another coin from the past. But what makes some of these coins worth money is not just their age, it's about errors, rare varieties, mint marks, and condition. In 1976, Lincoln pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, Denver coins have a small d under the date, and San Francisco coins are marked with an S and were usually minted as proofs, meaning they were struck specially for collectors using highly polished dies and blanks. Now here's where things get interesting. While billions of these coins were made, over 4.2 billion from Philadelphia, over 4 billion from Denver, and over 4 million proof coins from San Francisco, not all 1976 pennies are created equal. Some 1976 Lincoln pennies have errors or variations that can make them highly collectible. For example, pennies with doubling on the date or lettering, called doubled die errors, are sought after by collectors. Another rare variation is off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment during minting. Then there are coins with die cracks, repunched mint marks, or struck on the wrong planchet. These kinds of errors can dramatically increase the value of a penny. Let's talk money. In circulated condition, most 1976 Lincoln cents are still worth just face value, 1 cent. But if you come across one in mint state condition, particularly graded MS65 or higher by a professional grading service, the value goes up. A regular 1976 Lincoln cent from Philadelphia or Denver in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth around $1 to $5 depending on the quality. But when you get into high grades like MS67 red, these coins can sell for $50 to even several $100s at auction. For example, a 1976 D penny graded MS67 red sold for over $400. A proof coins from San Francisco, especially if graded PR69 deep cameo, can also command high prices, with some selling between $30 to $80 or more depending on market demand. And now the real jackpot comes with rare error coins. A 1976 Lincoln cent with a strong doubled die obverse could sell for several $100s or more. An off-center strike or a coin struck on a dime planchet, meaning it's smaller and silver-colored, could fetch hundreds or even over $1,000 depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. So what should you look for in your own collection? Start by checking your change. Examine your 1976 pennies carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp, clean details and original red luster. This indicates an uncirculated coin. If you find anything unusual like doubling, off-center designs, or weird shapes, it might be time to have the coin professionally graded. Remember, condition matters. A coin in average condition might be worth a few cents to a collector, but one in mint state with a rare error could be worth hundreds or even thousands. And don't forget the sentimental and historical value of these coins. 1976 was America's bicentennial, 200 years of independence. Even though the Lincoln cent didn't change its design for the bicentennial, it's still a part of history, and holding onto a beautiful 1976 penny is like holding a small piece of that legacy. So there you have it, the story behind the 1976 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that might be in your pocket or tucked away in a jar somewhere could be worth a lot more than you think. Take a closer look, because the next big find might be hiding right under your nose. Where we explore the fascinating world of coins, collectibles, and the hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change. In today's video, we're diving deep into the story behind the 1983 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You may be surprised to learn that this seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth a lot of money, depending on a few key details. So stick around as we explore the history, key features, rare errors, and current market value of the 1983 Lincoln penny. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regularly issued U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the design and composition of the Lincoln cent have changed, but Lincoln's iconic profile has remained on the obverse, or front, of the coin. Now let's talk specifically about the 1983 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it may look like just another penny. But there's more to it than meets the eye. The 1983 penny holds a special place in numismatic history due to a few rare varieties and transitional errors that can fetch high prices among collectors. By 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned the penny from being made of 95% copper to a copper-coated zinc composition to reduce production costs. So, by 1983, all pennies were expected to be struck on these newer, lighter zinc planchets. However, a few rare 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on the old copper planchets, and that's where things get interesting. Imagine finding a 1983 penny that weighs more than normal. The standard weight of a post-1982 zinc penny is 2.5 grams, but a copper penny weighs around 3.1 grams. If you happen to have a 1983 penny that weighs closer to 3.1 grams, you might just be holding a rare transitional error coin. These transitional error pennies are highly sought after. In fact, one of the most famous examples of the 1983 copper penny error was authenticated and sold at auction for over $15,000. That's right, 1 cent turning into over $15,000, all because of a rare minting mistake. But that's not the only reason the 1983 Lincoln penny can be valuable. Another key variety to look out for is the 1983 double die reverse penny. This error occurred during the minting process and results in noticeable doubling on the reverse side of the coin, especially on the words 1 cent and e pluribus unum. If you see strong doubling in those areas, you may have found a valuable coin. Collectors love these kinds of errors because they're rare and visually dramatic. A certified 1983 double die reverse penny in high grade can sell for several $100s or more. The better the condition, the higher the value. Speaking of condition, let's take a quick moment to talk about grading. Coin grading is extremely important when it comes to determining the value of any coin, including the 1983 Lincoln penny. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless, mint-state coin. Uncirculated or mint-state examples of rare varieties, such as the double die or the copper transitional error, command much higher prices than worn, circulated versions. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1983 penny? First, check the weight. Use a digital scale that measures in grams. If your coin weighs around 3.1 grams, it could be a copper planchet error. Next, examine both sides of the coin under magnification for signs of doubling on the reverse. If you suspect a double die, it's best to compare it to verified examples available online through reputable coin websites or auction houses. That if you believe your coin is a rare variety, you should have it authenticated and graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC. This step is crucial if you want to sell the coin to a collector or through auction. A certified grade gives buyers confidence and can significantly boost the selling price. Now, let's talk about the current market value for 1983 Lincoln cents. Common 1983 pennies in circulated condition are worth face value, just 1 cent. In uncirculated condition, they might be worth between 10 to 50 cents depending on the grade and appeal. However, a genuine 1983 double die reverse in mint state can be worth anywhere from $250 to $500, sometimes more depending on demand. And as we mentioned earlier, a 1983 copper transitional error penny, if authenticated and in great condition, could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. So yes, your ordinary looking 1983 penny could be hiding in extraordinary value. All it takes is a closer look and a little bit of knowledge. Start checking your change, especially if you have old jars of coins lying around. Who knows? You might just uncover a small fortune hiding in plain sight. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick tips. Always weigh your 1983 pennies. If it's heavier than 2.5 grams, it's worth investigating. Look closely at the reverse for doubling, especially on the letters. If you think you have something special, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can damage its value. Have it professionally graded and authenticated. Where we uncover hidden treasures lying right in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the 2000 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny coin. Yes, the simple coin you might toss aside without a second thought. But what if I told you that some of these coins are worth way more than just 1 cent? In fact, certain rare versions of the 2000 Lincoln penny have shocked collectors with their high market value. Let's break it all down so you can know exactly what to look for. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 2000 Lincoln penny was struck by the United States Mint in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins have no mint mark. The Denver Mint coins bear a small D under the date. And the San Francisco Mint coins have an S mint mark, and they were typically proof coins made for collectors. Over 14 billion of these pennies were produced in total across all mints. That means, on the surface, these coins seem incredibly common. But the real value lies in the errors, variations, and conditions. So, what makes the 2000 Lincoln penny valuable? Let's start with error coins. These are coins that were struck with mistakes during the minting process. For the 2000 Lincoln penny, a few key error types can make the coin worth a small fortune. Double die obverse, also known as DDO. This is when the die used to strike the coin has a duplicated image. Look closely at the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 2000. If you see noticeable doubling in the letters or numbers, congratulations, you could have a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and clarity. Next up is the off-center strike. If your 2000 penny looks like the image wasn't centered correctly or part of the design is missing due to a misaligned strike, that's another valuable error. A 5% off-center error might fetch $20 to $30, but a 50% off-center penny with a clear date can go for over $100. Now here's a rare one, the clipped planchet. This occurs when the blank metal disc used for the coin wasn't cut properly, leaving a curved or straight edge clipped. Some 2000 pennies with this error have sold for between $50 and $150, depending on the severity of the clip. Another exciting variant is the transitional error. Though rare for the year 2000, it is still possible to find coins struck on the wrong metal planchet or using the wrong dies, which could significantly increase their value. These kinds of errors can sell for hundreds or more, especially if certified by a professional grading service. Speaking of grading, the condition of your coin plays a huge role in its value. If your 2000 Lincoln penny is in mint state condition, with no scratches, wear, or discoloration, you could be holding a coin worth $10 to $50, even without an error. If it's been professionally graded MS65 or higher, the price only climbs from there. And now let's talk about proof coins. These are the mirror-like coins with ultra-sharp detail made especially for collectors. If you have a 2000s proof penny, it may not be worth thousands, but if it's in perfect PR70 condition, it can still sell for $30 to $75, and more if it has any rare errors. Another factor to consider is toning. While some may dismiss discolored coins as damaged, certain naturally toned 2000 pennies, with rainbow hues or beautiful patterns, are highly sought after by collectors. A well-toned coin can sell for a premium, even if it doesn't have any rare errors. So, what's the current market value? A regular circulated 2000 Lincoln penny is only worth face value, 1 cent. But if you find one with errors, rare varieties, or pristine condition, it could be worth anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s. In very rare cases, with multiple error types in perfect condition, some have been known to sell at auction for over $1,000. To make sure you're getting the most for your coin, always consider sending it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional certification can dramatically increase its market value and buyer trust. So before you toss your change into a jar or hand it to a cashier, take a second look. That 2000 Lincoln penny could be hiding a treasure. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, clipped edges, and proof quality. You never know when you'll strike coin gold. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you never miss out on valuable coin finds. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny, and let us know what year and what kind of error it had. See you next time on Rare Coin Secrets, where your pocket change could be worth a fortune.